Good morning to you all. I would like to thank INCIBE and CyberCamp and all the entities that are supporting initiatives of this kind. It's very, very important in the field of cybersecurity. In just a moment, we will begin with the presentation. And as our colleague was saying, my name is Ivette Bolívar. I'm founder of the community called Ética Hacker, Hacking Ethics and Female Hackers. And I'd like to talk a little bit about important data and the issues that exist in terms of cybercrime. Specifically in Spain, in a short period of time, in 7 years, 2011 to 2018, we've gone from 36,000 to 110,000 cybercrimes. The increase has been absolutely huge, and it's clear that there is an issue that we have to deal with right away. And talking about this data, I would like also to talk about my project and how it started out. I was a victim of cyberbullying myself, and this led to me looking into creative solutions in order to try and simply resolve this and stop other people having to go through the same situation that I went through. Etica Hacker was my thesis project for my degree, and I've tried to use the project to do a bit of a mixture, to mix concepts and alternatives, and above all, in order to focus on solutions, creative solutions that are also constructive solutions. I'm lucky enough to have had an excellent result for my project, and in every event that I go to, it's really a real satisfaction, and to know that I'm giving something back and preventing through knowledge and education. The trajectory of this project has been since 2017, and it has been a great act of resilience for me, attempting to try and get something positive and nice, something gratifying out of a situation that really marked me at the time. I also want to promote positive thoughts for people who may go through such a difficult situation as is cybercrime or cyberbullying. We can all be victims of this, and it's important, in my opinion, to transmit what I lived in first person, and above all in terms of managing my devices. And as a result, Etica Hacker focuses on education, but not educating just in any way. The idea of the concept in this project is to transform information, to take difficult concepts and transform them into information for a basic user and give them a visual aspect. It needs to be something that's easy to understand and even fun, and can be distributed across all social networks and all digital platforms in a free and open manner. I think this is incredibly important for the project, because my ambition for this project is that all the content should reach all audiences: mothers, fathers, children, adolescents, older people. We all manage a number of devices, and through education we can prevent many, many issues. Here we have the presentation, and we have some important data here, and we can get an idea of how cybercrime has evolved here over the last few years. I've put up some recent headlines here regarding this issue, cybercrime. There are issues happening in other companies in the country. Cybercrime in Spain, only 3% of cybercrimes are resolved. In fact, a number of cybercrimes are not even reported because there is a lack of information, because people are embarrassed, and for many different reasons. At least 2 students in each class undergo cyberbullying, and they suffer cyberbullying here in Spain. Cyberbullying is a big issue currently, and this can have a huge impact on people because it's 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. There is no rest. There's no way of getting away from cyberbullying. And this is why I'm so committed to this project, to try and cover the needs of people and for this issue that needs to be resolved quickly. And also, dissemination of photos, intimate photos, is being investigated, and this is an important issue because there is a lack of education in order to prevent issues of this kind. We need to talk about values as well. So the basis of this project is ethical values. Transparency, being clear, liberty, creativity, passion, and access to information. These are all the initiatives that we are taking with our project, and everything is based on these values. I spoke a little bit about the origin of the project and the initiative. So the inspiration, I was talking about the ethical values amongst the hacker community. And during the course of this project, since 2017, I've seen that it's very important to promote the hacker culture and hackers themselves. In my particular case, in the situation that I underwent at the time, the only response, the only piece of support that I was given, and that came from hackers. They were a wonderful community, and it was great that they could give something positive to society. When I met the hacker community, I realized there was a kind of a stigma behind the word hacker, but my experience told me that this was very unjust. So there's a section of the project that's called hacking, and we aim to disseminate information about all these profiles and the community of hackers. All of the people have excellent backgrounds, excellent experiences, and they make a very positive contribution to our society. That's the experience that I have had as a basic user, and this is what I would like to transmit through my project. Resilience is also important. To me, this project is resilience itself. It's very important to get something positive out of everything. And to me, this project is amazing. It gives me life. I feel like that I'm helping, that I'm doing something positive. And I did have an awful situation, and I'm very aware of everything that can happen in the world of cybersecurity. I do research every day, I study a lot every day, and I try to project this in a free and open manner. So what's the vision in this project? It's educate, protect, help, and hack. There are very specific objectives. So educate and protect in order to prevent cybercrime, to be a channel of support for affected users. When this happened to me, I wasn't able to reach out to specific professionals who could give me support and help me to resolve the situation. I couldn't find anybody specialized in cybersecurity. I would come across a computer scientist, but he or she would not know anything about cybersecurity. And even when I wanted to report the situation, the person that I came across, to me, did not seem to have appropriate training in this field. So all of these situations that I went through is what I am trying to deal with through this project. This is the idea, to cover those gaps that I came across during my journey. And I want people to understand more about the hacker community and their values. It's a positive community, and it's an opportunity to give something back in the issues that we have day in day. It's protecting privacy, protecting data. We have to empower basic users so that they can take decisions regarding their life online. It's probably something that we don't see today, but probably we will see in the future, that there are certain profiles of certain people that could cause issues in the future. We can see this through stories, we can see this in day-to-day. It is highlighted in the press, some of the stories that have come out recently, and these are things that we need to empower through information and through education.
Bien, si lo entiendo yo, que soy un usuario básico, lo entiende cualquiera.
If I can understand it as a basic user, anybody can understand it. I'm a graphic designer and multimedia designer, and I want people like me to be the filter for the content of this project. It's very important that it should be basic and easy to understand, easy to read, and easy to distribute through all the platforms that we can all use. We will have classroom-based workshops with all of this content. Protecting. This is also very important. And I'd like to disseminate all the tools and platforms that we have in open software, free software. This allows us to have greater transparency about the information that is contained within them. We need to have more control over our data, so it's very important that basic users know the options that are available to them in free software. It's also about giving out manuals, giving information in order to prevent and protect. Support. It's about guiding people who have been affected, giving them support through professionals, institutions, and specialist associations. Little by little, I have seen that associations and entities come together, and they're coming together to give this support. I'd like to mention Stop Haters. These colleagues do an excellent job, and what they try to do is mitigate hate on the internet. These projects and these institutions exist because it's an issue that we need to deal with as soon as possible, in all ways possible. We need to have channels, links and references, contact people, so that people who have been affected can be given guidance and a way of dealing with their problem. I suffered over time because I didn't find the appropriate help that I needed. So this is why this section of the project is so important to me. And over time, I've been in contact with different entities in order to achieve this collaboration. Hacking. So this is one of my favorite sections because I truly love the hacking community. These have been open people to me. They are passionate about their field and they want to share their knowledge. They truly want to create something that helps society, and this is something that I truly love, and I love being in contact with the hacker communities, getting to know different profiles. It's so wide, the field of cybersecurity, and I absolutely love it. I want hackers to be able to share their experiences, give advice, talk about their projects, so that they can invite other future generations to study the degrees that our digital society needs. Our police departments, our entities need professionals who can give the responses that are needed and that can give solutions to these issues. I want there to be a space where young people can get interested in hacking, they can find information, inspiration, valuable information and important events in the sector, even hacking challenges, all based on safety, so that they can channel their curiosity in a positive way. This is all, I insist, aimed at basic users. Sometimes people are afraid of facing a CTF because they're afraid, they're unaware, but in fact the reality is quite different. So this is prepared from the point of humility and from a basic users. We want to say, look, this isn't quite as difficult as you think, the CTF exists, and go ahead, go and try it. And now I'd like to hand over the floor to my colleague who will talk a little bit more about this section of the project.
Thanks a lot, Ivette. Well, I had to come in when we were talking about hacking. This is what I did. This is what I love. I've been working in this profession for a really long time. And obviously, I love hacking. I am a hacker. I've always been so. And we would like to get rid of the ethical part of ethical hacking, because we always have to write ethical hacker on our CV, but it's only not to get people scared, because there are people who still get scared. So we write like, I am a good hacker, I am an ethical hacker. Unfortunately, this is not the way it should be. We shouldn't have to use ethical with hacker. It's like saying I'm a good policeman or I'm a good carpenter. Well, no, or an ethical carpenter. Well, I could be making knives to kill people. It's not necessary, but unfortunately in the last few years we have had to link the ethical part to hacking. I know what Ivette has been doing since the very beginning. I am your typical activist hacker. Sorry about the music. Well, as I was saying, the life of a hacker is really cool. We're always in labs, researching, working on what we like. But in truthness, we do much, much more. And one of the things that almost all my hacking colleagues do is help others. Well, this is an example of what we do in our free time, in our labs. We are very funny, we're always playing with little toys, we love hacking things, and this is how we spend our free time. Well, as I was saying, I know the project since its inception. I have been supporting it because it's very necessary. I do support many other projects as well, which are not for profit, of course. And of course, I am supporting Ivette on this one because what they're looking for is something really beautiful. It's not for profit, and I really love it. Now, concerning hackers, what are hackers? Hackers are much more than what we're used to hearing. It is not only a computer guy who knows about cybersecurity and researches, analyzes and exploits vulnerabilities. hacking or a hacker can be almost anything. Someone who can just find a different way of using things or of modifying things. That's where the concept comes from. Someone who breaks a toy, and from that toy they get all the contents, all the engine, the little lights, and they make something new. Or someone who changes the way something functions so that it changes the way it functions. So it is a very much more complex concept than just some computer guy. And this is it. I didn't really want to steal Yvette's time because she's really the protagonist of this project, and I really, from the bottom of my heart, hope that everyone will support, because it's a beautiful project that she's doing, not for profit. Very important. Thank you. Thank you very much, Yago. Applause, please. Well, thank you so much for your work. As you know, well, Yago is a very good professional. He is a great hacker, and I really thank you for taking part and for your words, because I think this is really a picture of what ethical hacker is and how they contribute positively to society. I confess that in my business cards at the back, I have a sentence that says, "Hacker is not a criminal, it's our digital world's superhero." And this is how I would like to pass on this whole concept. This is how I would like people to understand this concept. And now we're going to talk about the Etica Hacker community. We have around 70 people, 70 wonderful people nowadays who are supporting this project, and I would like to thank them from here. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your support, for your encouragement, for your love. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional. For your love, for everything that you have shared with me. It's amazing. Thank you so much. And we have different professionals who specialize in cybersecurity, technicians, hackers, trainers, orientators, psychologists, graphic designers, video producers, market experts, to name but a few of the professions. My idea is to have a compendium of concepts, different professions, because everyone can really add something to cybersecurity and to the issues that come with without cybersecurity. I think the more points of view, the more minds, the more concepts we have, the better for everyone. What is a hacker for me? It's someone who is passionate about what they do, regardless of their profession. It could be a smith, a carpenter, and this is, I read from a book, P.K. Himanen, which is called Hacking Ethics, and this is available on the internet, and I really like the concepts that it gives the importance of mixing professions so that we actually achieve the objectives of our project. Now, what do we expect from this project in the near future? Well, from next year onwards, we're going to generate quality contents that are easy to understand for basic users, and which will be distributed among all social networks and digital platforms. And this is key for me because we all use social networks and we know the potential that they have. And why not use it for something that really does educate and help? We will also have workshops, and we have been doing workshops in the last few years, usually on-site workshops, and the idea is to take all these cool and fun contents that we're going to produce and use them in workshops at schools, high schools, universities, any sort of entities, because the idea is to take this at a national level and to have the greatest impact on society as possible. We will have materials, guides, easy-to-use applications, and we will have different alternatives depending on the user's needs. And amongst them, this is very important, open source applications that we seem to have forgotten and that are very important to empower basic users. We will have specific channels with collaborating entities to give effective support to all those users affected by issues concerning cybersecurity. And to be honest, in the last few years, through our website, eticahacker.com, I have received many different cases, people who have approached me to ask for help in different occasions. And the idea is that this help is as broad as possible, that it reaches as many people as possible, and even to have follow-up, to really know that that person is getting an effective answer to their situation, which is a very painful situation, by the way. We will have both video and written interviews with hackers, which are fun, which are very close to young people, so that they have positive references, and to encourage young people to access the profession. In the Hacker section, there's a very important area that I would like to highlight: Mujer Hacker, woman hacker, and why? I think it's important because I think there should be more women in cybersecurity. My vision with this part of the project is to give visibility to women who already work in this industry, the many wonderful women with really cool projects that I think should be known and recognized for what they do, and also at the same time encourage girls to study and to get into these professions that are so needed in our society. And now here I would like to introduce some of the wonderful 70 people that are now part of our Etica Hacker community with the different profiles. The more we are, the merrier, because together we do more, we can achieve more. And I really, truly would like to thank everyone, all these wonderful people who are not only supporting and collaborating this project, but who are also encouraging me in particular so much. And I get very emotional when I talk about this, because it is something that I really live and that I enjoy, and that is why I talk about resilience. And we would also like to use this platform and the streaming to call on to people like many, or like all these people who are already collaborating, to join our community, to add the little something and the knowledge, and to bring new ways of doing things. We need psychologists in this hacking world, because we're all a bit crazy. We need to generate more educational materials. We need to teach from schools. This is key. It's crucial, because everyone who works in cybersecurity have seen dramatic situations around us. We have known cases which are very close to us. I personally have seen people very close to me who have suffered harassment cases, who have ended up in suicide. This is tragic, this is horrible, and it is due to a lack of education and of values from the very bottom of society. We need to do this since we are children. We need more people to take part. We're very complimentary to INCIBE, because INCIBE's work runs really parallel to what we're doing, and we are establishing communication and collaboration channels with INCIBE, and we really need to change things. And the only thing that I would like to ask is, because this is a very open community and very generous community, when it comes to the things that we do, we're not only interested in money, and with this I include my friends and many of you who are here. All we want is to help society as much as we can, and we do believe that we need changes, and because we can see around us, we can analyze what's going on around us. That is our work as hackers. That is our job as well. And so all of you who would like to work with us, you've got the website, eticahacker.com. We are completely open to any sort of applications from everyone in every sector. And sorry, Ivette, I'll give you the floor again. Well, at the beginning we had some technical problems with the presentation, but I would like to highlight now that Etica Hacker would like to also be a link to between communities. Since I started with this project, I have been going to events to collaborate with communities, with organizations. I'm getting really involved. I'm learning a lot. I love moving tables, plugging in cables, whatever we need so that we can all share, so we can all enjoy free access to information, which is what really characterizes hackers. Well, right now, Etica Hacker has been in different communities and in organized events, for example, Hack Madrid. With Stop Haters, the association I mentioned earlier, we're also working hand in hand. Etica Hacker is also getting a lot of support from people who have taken part in cyber world, and also from Mar de Niebla, a foundation in Gijón where I did an internship, and they are really, really concerned about the issues that this project tries to tackle, and they actually lent me their facility so I could lead cybersecurity workshops there, so I thank them for that as well. Libre Lab is another association I would like to mention. They are focused on getting people closer to open source software. Hack Girls in LATAM, Colombia. These are great girls, wonderful girls who give it all in their country to go forward and to improve in all these areas, which I'm going to say it again, this is not an industry where women are very present, and I think we need to change that in the benefit of everyone. I would also like to stop and think and make people who are finishing their studies think about the importance of getting all the knowledge that they have acquired during their students and applying them to have positive changes in society. I think this is really, really important. Think about what you didn't like of the things that you see around you. How can you solve it? And usually the craziest idea is going to be the best, believe me. It's very important to foster values and skills that are linked to cybersecurity professionals rather than technical skills. This is very important because clearly the issues behind cybersecurity are linked to society. They have a very big impact on society, and this is why I think this project really is fulfilling needs that are not currently being met. We want to be surrounded by beautiful people, wonderfully beautiful people. Every time you start a project, get surrounded by people who give something to you, that encourage you, that make you move forward. Any sort of startup, starting a project is a bit complicated. I know it's a bit difficult, but it's not really like that. If you do something from passion, from love, something that you don't get money from, but that you do anyway, that you don't sleep one night and you invest all the hours that you have on it because you love it. And finally, I would like to encourage all of those who would like to take forward their personal projects. Please do not give up. Do not give up. Fight for what you believe in and for what you want. Well, I'm getting emotional again, sorry. And we're going to open the question round very soon. But thank you, really, thank you very much to all those who volunteer their work and those of you who want to volunteer their work with us. Our door is always open. Concerning communities, we have seen for many years from hacking community, different communities, and there's always some rough patches and issues that arise amongst them. That is natural. It's something that happens because we all think in a different way. But what is really important is when we get together to create solidary, generous, and educative project, because all communities, absolutely every single community, is invited to take part in projects such as this one. Exactly. I think it's very important to combine our forces, because in the end we all have very similar objectives, and I really do hope that Etica Hacker can be a wonderful link between communities, so we can create more fun things, and for people to get to know the hacking culture, so that we can all hack this culture. Well, we open the question round. If you have any questions about the community, about what we're going to do in our future, it is not me who will answer, it will be Ivette. Here you have our social networks. Any initiatives that you have or any questions that you have, you can go into our web pages, into eticahacker.com, and now we're available for you for anything that you need. That's what we're here for. Thank you.